okay, this feels so weird. Oh wow, okay, no, let me be professional. Guys, I'm recording. Hey, hi guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I can finally say it. Welcome to my YouTube channel, guys. My name is Tesha Nibwe. Welcome. This is my first YouTube video, guys. I'm actually very excited, as you can see. Basically, today is going to be a Q&A. I just thought, first video, it makes complete sense for me to introduce myself to you guys properly through some questions. These are all Q&As that I've done over a period of a couple of months, so I randomly normally put up Q&As on my main Instagram account. Let's go. How old are you? I am 23 years old. I'm born in December. December baby. For those of you that like star signs, I am a Sagittarius. I'm born on December 3rd. What nationality are you? Yeah, I'm Congolese. I know a lot of people tend not to think that I am. I know that I don't even know what a Congolese person's meant to look like, because every Congolese friend that I have, none of them look similar. I know with Nigerians have a particular look, and Jamaicans have a particular look, so they can just see one another and be like, you're Jamaican, you're Nigerian, like, you know. But Congolese people don't have that. We really don't, unless we hear an accent that can point to the fact that you speak Swahili or Lingala or French. We probably would be none the wiser. But funnily enough, like, even by saying that, my mum's actually very good at telling if people are Congolese or not. So I don't know, maybe we do have a look, or maybe it's one of those things that we just know within each other, but I don't think Congolese people have an actual look. So yeah, but I am Congolese. Both my parents are from Congo, DRC. Next question, do you speak your mother tongue? Why do I have a feeling that one of my friends sent this? This is so mean. I don't know how to answer that. I'm just gonna say no. I can fluently understand Lingala and French, like fluent, without a problem, apart from when it comes to music. So when I'm listening to French music and music in Lingala, it's very strange. Like, my brain doesn't actually register what's being said. So unless the song's being slow spoken, so unless it's like rumba or something that's a bit slow jam, like in terms of like a Yalivis or a Daisy, I probably won't hear what the song is saying. I know it sounds really bad, but I don't know why that is. Like, just the music just doesn't register for me. But speaking wise, if someone speaks to me in Lingala, someone speaks to me in French, I completely understand it. French though, the backstory to French is, when I got enrolled into school, I didn't speak a word of English. I didn't know any English. Everyone that I had been around that was my age, so my cousins, they all spoke French or Lingala. So I had never communicated with anyone in English. So going into a school setting where all the other kids didn't speak French was very, very alienating. So I found it very hard to make friends the first couple of years of school. And basically I had a French TA, I guess, who basically said to my mum, like, she had a French husband, so she was able to communicate a tiny bit with me. And she basically told my mum, like, you're gonna have to try and speak a bit more English at home to encourage her to speak English so that she can make friends at school and understand what's being said. So I guess in a way that's what kind of discouraged my parents from speaking French consistently to me, because they were very aware that it was making my schooling life quite difficult. And also shout out to them, because their English wasn't that great at the time either. I think my mum had only been in the country for about 4 years by the time I was born. And I think she was also studying, like, I think she was doing like an English access course when I was born. So her English wasn't great either, you know? So it's more or less like she had to learn English to speak English to me, but I was also learning English to speak English to her. Like, yeah, it was a bit of a mess. That's quite sad actually, because it's weird now how it's encouraged for children to speak so many languages. I think Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge son speaks Spanish and I think French as well, and that's praised. But then when you're like from a working class background and happen to be of a ethnic background, they don't encourage you to speak your language because apparently it's a detriment to schooling. But I guess the information back then in the 90s is very different to the information we have now. So, you know. So the next question is, what is your favourite movie or movie genre? Rom-coms. I love a romantic comedy. Anything to do with love, I am there. Like, but my favourite movie, I'm not really a movie person, I'm more of a series person. I talk movies, a movie I can watch over and over and over and over and over again. The Devil Wears Prada. That movie is insanely good. Insanely good. And Waiting to Exhale. I love that movie with everything in me. Waiting to Exhale, definitely. Those two movies I can watch over and over and I won't get bored. And any Disney film, like Disney princess films, are just, yeah, they're my childhood. Like, I can't express how much Disney movies have helped me. Like, it's weird when you think about it, but there's some very big lessons in some Disney movies, and it doesn't necessarily mean Disney princess movies. Like Lion King, for example, that's a very much, especially Rafiki talking to Simba when he's telling him the past is there to basically help you, so you can either run from it or you can learn from it. And do you know who you are? Like the Lion King in general, when you listen to those little pieces, those little gems here and there, like Mufasa talking and Rafiki talking, pay attention, because they be spitting something like that's still helping me now. You know. Next question is, dogs or cats? I wasn't allowed to have pets growing up. I still haven't had a pet in my possession, which is quite annoying because I feel like I'd be such a good pet person. I would prefer dogs. I've always wanted a Labrador. Like, that's something I've always wanted. So I think I'd be good with a dog that was a Labrador. The next question is, who was your first crush? You know, when you're younger, it's very funny how certain things make you realise your sexuality quite early on. We haven't spoken in years. If he comes across this video, it's gonna be so embarrassing. He was new in about year 3. So we're like, well, how old are you in year 3? You're 8 years old, I think. What was different about him in comparison to all the other boys is that he had hair. When I was younger, for some bizarre reason, the opposite sex that had hair, especially K-mode, just did something for me. And on top of that, he was genuinely very good looking. And it's so weird how I remember this. We were talking, whatever, and I just realised that I actually really like spending time with this person. And that soon developed into a crush, which technically developed into those primary school first relationships. We didn't really have much of a relationship till about year 6. So imagine I've had a crush on him since year 3. But he's like checking for all the other girls. And then in year 6, like this is when we both had mobile phones. And back in the day, we used to have 5-day pass. It was 5-day pass, top up £5 and have unlimited calls and unlimited texts for 5 days. You were calling everyone and anybody just to tell them that you had credit. But yeah, like, he was probably my first introduction to what a crush is. Like, my first introduction to feelings, my first introduction to, oh, I like boys. Question: what was your favourite subject in school? My favourite subject in school was English. I feel like if I had been encouraged a bit more during English, then I probably would have studied it at uni. I think English was just, it was one of those ones that I feel like if I'd been pushed a bit more, I probably would have gone into journalism because I loved it so much. Like, I really did. Even though all the teachers I had in English just had a bone to pick with me. Every single one of them. All of my classmates will remember that. If they were to look back on their English lessons, what's one thing you remember Tracy fighting with the teachers? I was very talkative, I was very outspoken in school. I've matured a lot since then. My next question: who did you look up to the most growing up? Flat out answer, Beyonce. She's everything. She's a hard worker, she's beautiful, she makes music. The one person that consistently popped up on my TV screen was Beyonce. So it was like another black woman I could look up to, aside from my family, that is successful. And I wanted that. I particularly remember when Upgrade You came out. That's still one of my favourite music videos and songs to this day. And just seeing her surrounded in gold, I just thought to myself, I want to be like her. Like, I wasn't necessarily the material things. The material things, yeah, I wanted, and I've never really been materialistic growing up. But then the more I grew up, the more I understood, actually, to get that, I need to be smart in school, I need to get my grades, I need to go to college, I need to go to uni and get a really good job. So that's how I ended up interpreting that to suit my scenario. If you haven't watched Black is King yet, then what the hell are you waiting for? Question, which of your parents are you most like? I think I'm like my mum, but I feel like I'm the hard version of my mum and the soft version of my dad. To explain, my dad's quite calculated. He very much thinks out every scenario to something, every possible scenario to something, and is quite organised in that sense. Whereas my mum is quite spontaneous, and I feel like I get her spontaneity. I think that's the word. I think that's how you say it. Spontaneity. I feel like I get it from her. Yes, I'm very much in bed all day today, and tomorrow I want to go on holiday. Like I'm very much like that. I make very quick and stupid decisions without actually really thinking things through. So I already know that in a partner, I need someone who's the complete opposite of that. I need someone that's organised and feet on the ground and head not in the clouds like me, just to be like, hey, okay, come back down to earth. But my mum, I feel like I'm like her in terms of softness and empathy. Like my mum's very empathetic. I feel like I'm that way inclined as well. I'm very good at seeing where the other person's coming from. If someone's going through something, I feel like I'm going through it with them. Like business mindset, being business savvy, understanding numbers. So maths is not my strong point, but just I always tell myself maths isn't my strong point, but I can look at maths and understand it. It's so weird. Like I just don't know why I don't see it as a strength. But I get all that from my dad. Like being quite organised in thought. Yeah, organised in thought is the best way to put it. That I get from my dad, but I also get overthinking from both of them. They're both overthinkers, so you can only imagine how much I overthink. What inspires me? In terms of inspiration, I think what inspires you and who inspires you changes as you get older. So like I mentioned before, when I was growing up, it was Beyonce. It still is Beyonce. When I'm feeling a bit slow or like I'm discouraged, I go back and I watch Beyonce's Homecoming on Netflix. I watch Beyonce in Atlantic City, and probably now I'm going to add Beyonce Black is King, because that woman's energy is empowering. It makes me feel like after I've watched something that she's done, it makes me feel like, okay, I've got the energy now to do the most and to go as hard as possible. Yeah, like I respect her hustle so much. But I guess who else inspires me? My parents. Like my parents, I know that they've given up everything they know basically to come to this country to give me and my siblings an opportunity, and that's inspirational because they do the most. Like they go hard for us and they give up a lot for us to be happy, and I'm very aware of that. I'm very grateful. It inspires me. You know who else was a very big inspiration for me growing up? Mallory Blackman, because her Noughts and Crosses series, every time I think about it, it gets me emotional because she probably does know, but then she probably doesn't know what she has actually done. I don't feel like she'll ever know the gravity of what, like, her writing put in my heart that I could write. Really and truly, it actually inspired me, and I wanted to be a writer growing up. I was like, if singing doesn't work out, I'm gonna be a writer. She broke the rules in terms of growing up. You only ever saw white people being successful in mainstream media, and then one day I turn on, I think either Channel 5 News or BBC News, I don't know what, and Mallory Blackman's face is there, and she's there talking about a book that I had just read in school, and I've gone, that was written by a black woman. Like I was very much made aware of race from a very young age because I had racist neighbours. So just seeing Mallory Blackman on TV, it had one question answered for me, and that was, do you have to be white to be successful? And the answer was clearly no, because Mallory Blackman was on TV. Yeah, so shout out to her, man. She's done a lot for me. Like seeing her on TV encouraged me to read more. So yeah, I'd definitely say those are my inspirations. Definitely. Who was your first celebrity crush? Chris Brown. Honey, Chris Brown with his little lisping, yo, like, fellas, have you seen that? It was about 5 minutes ago. Oh no, like he was a cutie. I'm saying was, like he still ain't, like he could still get it. Like Chris Brown couldn't get it. Like, he was just, I don't know how to explain the feelings that I felt for Chris when he debuted onto the scene. Like, and with you, with his little checker coloured shirt changing colours in the music video. No, he was, oh my goodness. Like, he made me feel things. He still does. Like, yeah. Chris Brown, definitely. Trey had his moment with me when he had his cameras. Yeah. Camera Trey songs I'm talking about. He could get it. I guess Chris wins this one. I don't know who else. Next question is, are you single? Yes, I am. Would you ever live abroad? If yes, where? Live in either Canada or Kenya. 100%. I visited Kenya with uni, actually, in my first year of uni. The uni did like an excursion to Kenya for 2 weeks, and I went and I fell in love with the country. I visited Mombasa and I visited Nairobi, and I'm just waiting for the day I can go back. I cannot explain how much I loved visiting Kenya. Canada, only because I guess from what I've seen in videos and like people vlogging and just people's general holidays and people who have lived in both, I've spoken to people that have lived in both the UK and in Canada, just hearing how the life there is, I could see myself living there. I know most people are going to think, oh, why didn't she say Congo? Have I been to Congo? Yes, I have. But do I feel like I could live there? No. Only because I have experienced what it's like for your own to kind of ridicule you for not knowing the language, for being Bana Poto, which basically means a European child. Like, the extent of colorism I've experienced from my own family is a conversation for another day. Yeah, like, there's just, growing up, the connotations I had to Congo just wasn't enough for me to kind of shake off as an adult. Could I live there for a couple of months? 100%. But full-blown live my life, have my children settled, my children go to school there, no, I just don't see it. Unless I fall in love with a man from Congo, you know, Canada or Kenya, definitely live in. Or Spain even, because I could live in Spain. That's it for the video. I'll probably do like another updated Q&A in the future. Yeah, for now, this is everything you guys wanted to know. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and you know, subscribe, like, share. Make sure you click the little bell thing so that you get notifications from the next video. I don't know how often I want to post yet. I don't know if I want to do it once a week, once every 2 weeks. I'm not too sure. But let me know in the comments if you liked the video. If there's any more questions you would like me to answer, then get at me on my socials or just ask the questions below. I will try. If they're not too personal, I will answer it. Yeah, like, welcome to the club, guys, and hopefully I see you in my next video. Bye.